Hey everyone, hope you're well. Hope you're having a good week. I it's the start of October. Can anybody believe it's the start of October already? This is like, I can't believe how far on through the year we are on. It's definitely getting more into autumn type weather, so it's cold and dark outside. I know the clocks will be changing soon. I'm going to do some live crafting. Before I get to that, just want to tell you the things that are happening this month. So, first of all, there is a sale on kits. You know, I share a lot of the kits on this channel. So now is the time if you want to get your hands on some of the kits. They have up to 30% discount on some of the kits, so it's definitely worthwhile checking them out. So stampinup.uk/kits, or you can go to shopwithemma.co.uk and make sure you grab some bargains. There are two new kits which have launched, and I will be sharing them next week. They haven't arrived yet. They only launched yesterday, guys. Okay, so I will have them to share with you next week. I'm looking forward to that. The other thing that's happening this month, well, there's a few things that's happening this month. So first of all, there's the kit sale. Hey Stacey, hey Shona. National Crafters Day, that's right, and it's World Card Making Day on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to having some of my team come over for that, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So other things that are happening this month, there is a joining promotion, so if people are interested in the starter kit, you can get a fabulous deal in the joining offer, which again you can find on the website. The other thing which is happening, so this is for demos only, but there has been a launch, a sneak peek of the online exclusives. So customers will get to see it in November, demonstrators get to see it in October. The reason I mention it is because if you join in October, you can add the sneak peek online exclusives into your starter kit as well. So really, really good month to join. If you've got any questions, or if you're curious or you want to know more, then do get in touch. I'm more than happy to answer your questions, send you out some information, point you in the right direction. Last thing two things I want to tell you about. The Crafters Retreat, which is happening next month, is open. We still have some spaces left, but they are filling up fast. So if you fancy a weekend full of crafting, again, head to my website, craftwithemma.co.uk/retreats. All the information is there, as well as the sign up button. We would love to have you with us. I think this is our fourth retreat now. We've been going for a couple of years now. They've always been so much fun. I'm really looking forward to it. More recent event though is the SEC at the end of the month. We will again be there and we'll be sharing lots of Stampin' Up goodies with you. Right, that's enough chat. Let's get down to the crafting, because I know that's really what you're here. You're not really here to see me talk. You are here to see this. So let's put the lights on, because it is definitely getting to that time of year now, isn't it? Let's turn that around so it's showing well without any glare. Right, so the Reindeer Memories Scrapbooking Kit. I've done an unboxing of this already on the channel, but one thing which I didn't realise is there's a set of stickers. So there had been a glitch that some of the kits had been sent out without the sticker sheets. They have now fixed that. So the stickers came through and are now in place. So I thought what I would do tonight is I'm going to make up one of the scrapbooking kits. I'm going to make up this kit from start to finish. So you need the kit. It tells you on the front the different materials that you need. You need liquid glue, so I've got my Tombow. You need dimensionals, you need snips. It says stamp and seal. I'm just going to use Tombow, I think. And you need a trimmer. So I am going to put this together. It also tells you what photos to gather. So it says here you need 13 photos. It tells you the sizes, 3x3, 3x4, 3x4 or 4x6, and it tells you whether they're portrait or landscape photos. But one of the things that it includes in the kit are what are they called? Photo spacers. I've got an official name for them. They've basically got like placeholders that you can put in instead of photos. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make up this kit, but I'm not going to add in the photos just now. I'm just going to put in the placeholders If anybody knows what their official name is, then please do tell me. So this particular kit has paper weaving as the featured technique. I'm just going to follow these instructions straight. They're really, really clever instructions. It tells you, you know, gather all materials needed, check the cut orientation below each cutting diagram. This will show you how to cut the paper, keeping the patterns on your project pieces facing the right direction. So we are just going to go through these instructions one by one. And let's do this together. I am not very good at scrapbooking. I will be very honest with you. It is not something I have done a lot of. So this is going to be one of these examples of, if I can do it, then literally anybody can do it. Placeholders. Thank you, Debbie. Where would I be without my wonderful crafty friends who keep me right? Okay. So I have 2 pages that look like this. We are literally just going to follow the instructions, page 1, and we're going to cut all the pieces, and then we're going to try and assemble it. So it tells me cut orientation front and back. So I want to make sure this is the front and this is the back. And then I'm going to cut as it tells me. So, first step. So the first, and again, it's so clever. It tells you first cut. It's got this little symbol here. So it tells you which bit to cut first. And then it's got this bit here, use back of paper. So that's interesting. So my first cut I want to do at 2 3/4. They're all in inches. I'm going to make sure, you know what they say, measure twice, cut once. So 2 3/4, 2 3/4. I'm going to cut that, and I want this by 11 1/2. So I know it's a 12 by 12 sheet, so I could just cut 1/2 inch off, but I'm just going to do this because I'm paranoid. 11 1/2. And keep that little bit because I'm sure I'll use it for something. I'll use it on a card if nothing else. So I'm going to put that over there. So then the next bit I cut is 3/4 of an inch by 11. This one I am going to do up at the top. So 3/4 of an inch. I'm just checking that these are both the same. They do look both the same. 3/4 of an inch. Let me know in the chat, how do you feel about scrapbooking? Is it something that you've done a lot of? Is it something that you want to give a try? Is it something that you like doing but you don't want to do a kit, you're just happy to make up your own designs? Is it something that you're not interested in at all and you're like, Emma, I don't want to do scrapbooking, just show me cards again? Somebody told me once that cards are just small scrapbooking pages. I think that was to try and get scrapbookers more interested in card making. But I think you can work it the other way around as well. Scrapbooking pages are just large cards. Do we think that works? Right. 1 3/4 by 11. 1 3/4. I'm being so careful here because this isn't card. You know, if I get it wrong, I can't just go and cut another piece of card. You'd like to do more but never seem to have enough time. I hear you, Debbie. I often feel like I do not have enough time. But every Wednesday evening, I get to craft with you. So I am making time. This is my happy place, getting to come and craft with you. 10 1/2 by 3/4. So it's really interesting. And it's nice having the sizes as well. Everything pre-cut, not pre-cut, but pre-measured, and instructions. I just have to follow along. A bit like when you come to the retreat. When you come to the retreat, you will have all the instructions given to you with all the measurements, and we have a plan to have those quality control checked this year, because I think occasionally we have little hiccups with things not being exactly the way that we were planned, but we always do our best, and you guys are very forgiving and kind to us. So, right. So now we're on to the second sheet, and this cuts at 3 inches. You've done a few albums over the years, Shona. I am always very impressed with people who do beautiful scrapbooking albums, and I would like to do more scrapbooking. Jen, one of my lovely friends, she does beautiful scrapbooking projects. Quite good at mini albums. I've done a lot of mini albums recently, which is a bit like scrapbooking or memory keeping, because you've got spaces for photos. Let's see, 2.5 by 8.25. The other thing that's really good about these instructions is that it shows you how to get the most out of your paper. So again, thinking about the retreat, we've done cutting guides to show people how they can best fit in everything that they need to cut, so that it's the right size. See, now I'm questioning that. No, should I? No, follow the instructions, Emma. I am just going to do what they say to do and have an easy life. So 2.5 by 6. And then this bit is 4 inches by 3.5. The journaling is the most difficult for you. Yeah, knowing what to write. Hey Linda. You do scrapbooking and you've treated yourself to the autumn kit. The autumn kit is a really beautiful one. Right. So we've done those 2 pages there. So next I'm going to do these ones. So that's the ones with these trees, but that's the back and that's the front. Oh, now this is where you've got to pay attention. This one, it shows you the cut orientation and the front and the back. So the back has got the trees pointing up the way, but on this one, the trees are going left to right. So you need to make sure that you've got the orientation correct. So this one here, the trees are pointing up the way, and I am cutting along here. Trees are pointing up the way. You see, I know that there's a lot of people who are now going to be, if my mum was here, she'd be shouting at the screen at this point, because I always cut from left to right, but this time I'm cutting from top to bottom. She's going to be like, Emma, you always told me you had to cut from left to right. You don't have to, it's personal preference. But she's going to be like, you said. But I think for the purposes of this, making sure that I've got the orientation, cut orientation, 2.5, I want to make sure I get this right. Oh, yeah, 2.5. And then one that's 3/4. Once I've cut these pieces, I'm going to, that's by 3/4, and then this one is 4 inches. It's going to be interesting seeing it all come together. Right, let's pull the arm out and trim these pieces down the way they should. So the piece that's 1/2 inch needs to be at 11. Lost the screen. Oops. Hope you can all still hear me, see me. My laptop is playing up slightly, so apologies. I got you back. There we go. So then we've got the 2.5 by 11. Okay, and then we've got, this is the 3/4 inch piece by 10.5. And then the 4 inches by 10.5. There we go. And then there's this piece here, which is 3 inches by 3 inches. And we need 2 of those. Okay, so now we're going to use the second piece, and it says the back has got to be pointing in that direction. So I'm going to make sure I've got it pointing in that direction. And I'm going to take it to 2.5 inches. Honestly, guys, the pressure. Because, you know, this is me showing you how it's done, but if I get it wrong, I'm going to look really silly. But I suppose this way you can see, are the instructions easy to follow or not? If they can be followed by a little bit of a numpty like me, then I'm sure they could be followed by you. 2.5. Again, just really paranoid with these pieces. 2.5. By 7.25. Hey Jean. Oh no, is the volume not playing well? Let me just have a look. Somebody else, can somebody else let Jean know if the volume is me or if it's her? And I'm happy to, instead of clipping the microphone onto me, I've got it clipped up to the top with the camera. If I do that, is that better? The cable's kind of in the way a little bit, but I can move it round. You tell me if that sound is a bit better, Jean. And I'm going to do this. So cut orientation front, and that's the back. And we need another 3 inches. Is it okay, Shona? Thank you. Sorry, Jean. And then I need 3 of these. Hopefully clipping the mic onto me. Am I quiet today? But it's better with it on there. Okay, got you. I am looking to see if I can find like a wireless mic or something, because as you'll know, sometimes I get up and move around and want to pick things up from my room. And that's tricky to do when I'm tethered to the laptop. Right. Exclusive paper. Just checking that this is the right one. I think it is. You know, I'm just going to double check because I don't want to get paranoid. Oh, those are all my photo placeholders. Good, that's handy. Let's put them over there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is. So exclusive paper, and it's in this orientation, but I'm cutting in that direction, and I want this to be 3 3/4. 3 3/4 by 6.5. It's not often, Jean, that people say, "Oh, Emma, you're too quiet. Please speak louder." It's not normally a problem I have. Right, 3 3/4 by 6.5. Let's put that there. Right, we're getting through this at a fair rate of knots here, aren't we? Oh goodness, right, we've got another, okay, 2 more pages to do, as in 2 A4 pages. We've got 8 more sheets, but these are very quick to cut, so this isn't going to be hard. Right, garden green cardstock, so that's this, and you've got the dark and the light, and the good thing with this one is that there's no right or wrong orientation, so that's going to make this nice and easy. Okay, so 1/2 inch strips. And we need 2 of them. There we go. And then do another cut at 4 1/4. No, 6 1/4. See, I'm reading that dimensions going, am I sure I've got that right? 6 1/4. See, that makes much more sense. So the 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm going to guess that's probably a photo is going to sit on top of that. And then this one is 3 1/4. By 4 1/4. Okay, and then these 2 long pieces that I cut before, one of them is 11 and one of them is 10 1/2. So let's do 11 and 10 1/2. Did anybody think to start timing me? Because I know I chatted for a few minutes at the start. But it'd be interesting to know how long it takes to do all the cutting. Right, now we'd use the second sheet of garden green cardstock, and we're going to cut this at 8 3/4. This cardstock, by the way, really loving it because you've got the 2-tone effect. Can you see the difference there? Really nice. And it's got a nice feel to it as well. 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. That is a big piece. And then this is 6 3/4 by 5 3/4. So let's do the 6 3/4 by 5 3/4. There we go. Right, very vanilla cardstock. So, and again, you've got a dark and a light side. Can you see that on the camera? how one side is dark and one side is light. So we are cutting both of these 12 by 11. So I suppose again, yeah, you could just cut a 1-inch strip off the top. I'm paranoid. There we go. So I've got that piece there. Take it down to 11. Yeah, it's exactly 1 inch. You should just take 1 inch off the top. So 12 by 11 for both of those. There we go. Next I need my real red cardstock. So we're going to take 3/4 of an inch. And then that one's 1/2 inch. And then this one is 6 1/4. So 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I need 2 of those. 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then these long pieces that I've cut. So the 3/4 inch gets cut to 11. And then the 1/2 inch piece gets cut to 10 1/2. There we go. Right, and then white willow cardstock. So that's these pieces here. So one of them gets cut 11 to 10 1/2. Let's cut, so 11 by 10 1/2. Right. And we've got one that is, right, so first of all, we need pieces that are 1/2 inch each. Okay, so let's trim them off. Thinking I need a new blade, but my order doesn't arrive until later on in the week or next week, so. Do I have more blades? Another 1/2 inch. And Shona, these strips, it says it's for journaling. So hopefully 2 little strips of journaling isn't too much. So I've taken off, so that's now 11. Yeah. Just check it is 11. No, now you see there is a tiny little bit just to be taken off there. I wonder if I've cut into the wrong size then. So that's 11 by 10 1/2. Right, wee top tip. If you need to change your blade and you're starting to get little ragged edges, just lick your finger and draw it across that line. And that'll stop, that'll get rid of some of these tiny little fibres. Just make it look slightly neater. But really, you should get a new blade. Have I got, I've got some more to cut. Let me just unplug. I'm sure I've got another pack of blades. Give me 2 ticks, ladies and gents. Right, no, all the obvious places I thought I had blades, I don't. So, to be fair, we're nearly finished the cutting, so I think it'll be alright. And I hope for the best. I did find my seal though, so, although that one might be finished. Oh, but I've got a refill. Sure I saw a seal refill. Yay, there we go. Happy days. Right, last one then to cut here. It says to cut it 6 1/4 to 4 1/4. I'm going to be a rebel. I'm going to do it the other way around. 4 1/4 first. Because then I can use more of this cardstock for something else. 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Which again, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that that's probably going to be a photo matting bit as well. Right. So that's all of that cut. Right, that's all the cutting done. Okay, I feel a bit better about that. Didn't have massive amounts of cutting to do. So, matte photo on 1M. And this is where maybe I should have put like letters or post-its or something to tell me what all the pieces were. But 1M would appear to be the 6 1/4 by 4 1/4, which I think is, so that piece, let's turn this over so that I've got inches in front of me. Just want to say a quick hello to everybody watching on YouTube and everybody watching on catch up. Thank you very much for being here. Nope, it's not that piece. This piece here. 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. Matte photo on. So I am going to use one of my photo placeholders for just now. So that's going to go there. And I might actually, where's that Stampin' Seal? Let's just, come on. Just stick that placeholder, a little bit of Stampin' Seal just in the center like that. There we go. Prepare journaling and adhere to 1P. So where is my 1P? 1P or P1? Ah, right, so that's how that works. I'm going to do that later. That's the preparation. So assembling, create the woven corner of the page. So completed the 1A piece to the Granny Apple Green base page. Let's start with the Granny Apple Green base page. And now you create the woven corner. So I'm going to use these strips, and then this is where you get to laugh at me trying to weave and trying to do all of this properly. This is going to be quite interesting. Should have another long piece somewhere. There it is. Right. So what it tells you to do is, so this piece is 1L to the bottom of 1A. Ah, right, so I need my willow white willow piece, 1A, that's 11 by 10 and a half. Is that 11 by 10 and a half? That's 11 by 10 and a half. Okay, so and again this piece is going to go there on top of the granny apple green. I did try and pull the camera out further than I normally have it so that you can see the whole 12 by 12. But yeah, it's going to go. I'm not gluing anything down yet until I've got this figured out. Hey Heather, don't worry, we've just finished all the cutting and now we're getting into the weaving bit. So, and I'm just laying everything in place before I get started. So we've got those pieces that go there, and there, right, and then you've got that, and that. So that's the layout of all the pieces. So create the woven corner on the left page. Adhere the bottom to the bottom of 1A using multi-purpose liquid glue, aka Tombow. Right. Before I start gluing anything down, I'm just gonna check the other pieces. So 1C, I think really I should have cleared more of the table away for this, which would have made life just that little bit easier. So there's a piece that goes there, there's a piece that goes there. 1D is, I think it's this piece here. Yeah. And then there's a photo. There's the placeholder. So you see, before I start sticking anything down, I just want to lay it out to make sure. And it does tell you, it tells you all the measurements. So like this white piece, 1A, has got to be 3/4 of an inch away from the top and 1 inch away from there. But I also know it's flush here. So if I put that like that, so I know that's about right. Then it tells me that these pieces are 1/2 inch away from the sides and a third of the inch away from the bottom. That seems daft. So about there, and then that's 1/2 inch there as well. So I already know these pieces need to go up a bit. So again, it tells me 1/3. I'm just laying them all out. These pieces need to go slightly closer together, I think. Because then these pieces go about there. So I've got these placeholders there like that. And then that matted piece, which I had a second ago, there it is. So then that goes on the top about there. Okay. Oh, this whole thing's gone a wee bit skew-whiff. Let me move that back again so you can see it. Right. Okay. So following the instructions, once you've laid out all your pieces and you've got them positioned roughly where you want them to be, Do you know, I'm going to stick these pieces down first. It does suggest that you do the woven corner first and then these, but I think it's going to be easier putting these 4 squares first because they plan out the layering of the strips. So here we go. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Let's actually do this one first because it's, oh, let's just put glue on all of them. Okay. Right. So this is where Tombow really comes into its own. Press gently, move around as you need to, and make sure that they are aligned. And then this one goes on here like that. And then this, I'm just going to tack in place. Like so. Photo placeholder. There we go. So if you haven't decided all your photos, that's perfectly fine. You can stick them all down later. Alright. So I've stuck down my 4 squares that are 3 by 3. Hey Harry! How are you doing? Hope you're well. And Ali, we've got you as well. Oh, we've got a full house now. Fabulous. Right, we're doing the scrapbooking kit. So be gentle with me. Right. So what it says you do is you stick down these bottom bits of the strips. So I'm going to do that first. Tombow's very forgiving, but sometimes it moves when you don't want it to move. Right, I want that to be there. So I'm probably gluing down about 3 inches worth. But I'm just gluing the bottom of the strips. Do you know, it would never have occurred to me to do paper weaving on a scrapbook page. I think it's quite a cool thing to do though. Look quite nice on a card as well. Although I think because scrapbooking page you've got such a large space to fill, having something like this on a scrapbooking page, I think it's quite cool. Right. You've broken your leg, Ali. Oh no, I'm really sorry to hear that. You need to make sure that the bones are aligned. Oh well, grateful for small mercies. But at least you've got plenty of time to craft. You've got to sit with your foot up, sit with your leg up and rest. Okay. Adhere the bottom down. Then weave E, F, K and H horizontally through the vertical strips using an alternating over and under pattern. When the pattern is complete and all strips are in position, adhere all the ends. Okay, so you just stick down these bottom bits first. I wondered if we were going to be sticking these bits down first, but it doesn't say to do that. So I'm going to start with the bottom one because I think that makes the most sense. And we're going to weave it around there. And then that's going to go about there. And it says don't stick them down until all of the strips are in place. So let's see what the wisdom of that is. Leaving about the same width in between the horizontal strips as we had between the vertical strips. Do you know what, guys? This is actually much easier than I thought it was going to be. And I'm not just saying that. If I was struggling, you would know about it. But actually, that was really easy. Okay. So the paper weaving part is done now. And now you've got to stick down your ends. So let's start with the bottom one. So I'm going to put maybe I've used a newer thing of Tombow to make this easier. But hey ho, we are where we are. Has anybody done paper weaving before, either on a card or on a scrapbooking page? I'd love to know what you think of it. Is it a nice design? Is it too footery? Which I am starting to wonder myself. For those who are not from Scotland, footery hopefully should be a self-explanatory word that means... So how would we translate footery? You have the patience to hand quilt, but you think this would do my head in. Yeah. You were walking around on it for 3 weeks, Ali. Oh no. Well, hopefully you've got your loved ones running around looking after you, taking good care of you, walking those dogs, and properly pampering you. So how am I? Oh, you're on annual leave. Yeah, I thought you would have been at work. This is morning for you, but not so early morning. I am doing well, thank you. I've been travelling quite a lot with work. I got a promotion at work, but it has been taking me away much more frequently. Getting up at the having to be at the airport for like 4:45, 5:45. For anybody who knows me, you know I'm not really a morning person. So having to get up very early is not something I enjoy. And the other downside is that I've missed a couple of my Wednesday sessions recently, which I also feel a bit bad about. But I'm here tonight. We're trying something new. And I'm grateful for everyone who's here and joining me. Your lot should be nicer to you, Ali. You should get them all running around after you. The more you rest, the faster you'll heal. So I hope they take good care of you. Right, last strip here. I have to say, the instructions on this kit have been really, really easy to follow. All the measurements have been very straightforward, and putting it together has not been as tricky as I thought it was going to be. So, and I'm really enjoying it. Maybe the top strip is a little bit further down from the top than I had planned. So I've got a bit of a gap up at the top there. But I think it looks alright. Do you think it looks alright? Let's finish off these end pieces. Part of me is wondering the wisdom of having stuck all of these strips and all this glue down on top of the green piece. Maybe I should have kept that somewhere safe so I didn't get it covered in glue. I don't think it's very glued You do need a bell, Hallie, that you can just ring and summon people. Right. Okay, so now this, not sure if you're meant to use seal or Tombow to stick this whole thing down, but I've used Tombow. Let's stick it on here. Tombow does allow me to position things where I want them to be. Then we have this photo placeholder, which goes about there. Let's put a little bit. On there, and then embellish with the sticker. So that's sticker sheet I was telling you about. So that peels off and goes over there. I don't want to do that until I've got the photo in place, but it's basically that sticker would stick on there. And hey, look, I have done a scrapbook page. What do we think? I know I haven't put photos in place yet, but I think that's all right. My first scrapbook page in a very long time. I'm pleased with that. The glue applicator that prevents sticky fingers. Harry, I love you, but I'm going to end up with sticky fingers no matter what glue applicator I use. It's just a fact of crafting. I'm not sure I can avoid it. Okay. So that was the left-hand page. The right-hand page, so again, uses Granny Apple Green and uses the other white willow that's that size. So basically, they would go like the two-page spread would be like that, which is quite nice. I like this. Thank you all. You haven't seen scrapbooking done before, Jean? Well, I'm not sure I'm an expert because I haven't done much scrapbooking at all, but I'm just following the instructions. And as I say, if I can do it, then anybody can do it, believe me. Right. The pieces that we've got, that goes there. There, and that goes there, just laying these out just now. Then that's a 4x6 photo that goes on there. And then we use some stickers down in this bit. So before I stick the stickers down, I'm going to glue these pieces in place. So again, on the instructions, it gives you all the measurements. And I suppose if I was going to be really precise, I could get a ruler out and glue these all down perfectly. But this sounds much more fun. Winging it. That's what we're going to do. There are some really lovely scrapbook kits that have launched. They're not in the catalogue, they're in a separate scrapbooking brochure, which you can download from my website, craftwithemma.co.uk. But you can also go to the standard Stampin' Up website, shopwithemma.co.uk, and just look under scrapbooking and they'll have it there. So there are lots of ways for you to see all of these new products with new two-tone cardstock and the new sticker sheets. There's even some new stamp sets that coordinate with the scrapbooking kits that are new, that are not in the catalogue, that are in the scrapbooking brochure. Let's put a little bit of, let's see on the back. Do we sell the albums for scrapbooking? Not yet, but watch this space. So there is a scrapbooking company called Close to My Heart, which has recently closed, and Stampin' Up have bought over a lot of their patents and designs, and a lot of their makers, they were called, a lot of their demonstrators have moved over to Stampin' Up, and there will be more scrapbooking coming to Stampin' Up as a result. So it's all very exciting. We are looking forward to seeing more scrapbooking items, and one of the things that will be coming will be albums. So watch this space, guys, watch this space. Right, so the stickers that we stick down, I think it is this one, goes there, this one goes here, and then the deer and the little baby deer go over the top. There we go. And then we've got, these are coming together really quite easily, aren't they? How long have we been doing this for? Where's my, how long have we been running for? 8:30. Do you think we've got time to do another layout? It's getting quite late. I don't want to bore you. Quite pleased with what I've done. I think maybe an hour of me is all that most of you can cope with this evening. I've got all the pieces cut for the other layout, so maybe we'll do that next time. Let's pop that in place. Right, okay, so that is my 2-page spread. There is one piece which I haven't done. So remember these white willow pieces that we talked about, and the instructions, it says to do journaling on them. The last winter we spent in Snoqualmie was special for so many reasons. The kids have sure missed the snow since we moved south. Snoqualmie, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. There's probably Americans there going, you don't say Snoqualmie, you say something else. But your journaling, you basically write and then you cut strips that go on this panel here. So I'm not going to do that just now because I haven't decided which photos are going to go here. And once I've picked the photos, then I'll be able to do journaling that will match, and I'll cut that, and that will be on that little square there. So to be fair, 1 sentence, maybe 2 of journaling. Hopefully, Shona, that's not too much stress to manage. But yeah, do you know what? I'm quite pleased with that. I have done a scrapbooking layout using the new Reindeer Days scrapbooking kit. Right, let's call it a night there. Although I'm looking, it might be really easy just to put these together. Does anybody want to give me another 10 minutes, see if I can stick another one of these pages together? They don't look complicated. I think half the time was just cutting out all the pieces. Anybody up for me staying if I do another one? Let's put this to one side. There's usually 1 or 2 people who don't mind staying. Let me have a look at this next one. So we use this piece. You're up for another 10 minutes? Thanks, Jane. Right, let's just do this left-hand page. Because it doesn't look too complicated. I think we've got that bit that goes there, then that bit that goes beside it, and I think that goes beside that as well. Then we have, what piece is that? 2D. This is where you've got to try and remember what all the pieces are. 2D is 3.5 by 4. That's it. So that goes there. Yeah, look, this is really easy just to put together. So you've got the photos. So you need 3 of these that just kind of go here, here, and here. Let me stick these pieces down. Right, let's stick these down. This is going to take no time at all. Scrapbooking kits included in this kit sale? They're not, unfortunately. So the scrapbooking kits are treated as the scrapbooking line rather than the kits line, which I appreciate is, well, I was disappointed. I was hoping that they would be included in the sale, but they're not. So, but that does mean that if in the future they do a scrapbooking sale, we might get these items discounted as well. So you never know. You do have the joining offer. Now, Harry, I appreciate you're in another part of the world, so you couldn't join up with me, and you have been a demo in the past, so there is a really good joining offer at the moment. And actually, for those who are interested in joining, if you were going to add kits to your starter kit, you would get them at the 30% discount, or the up to 30% discount as well. So it's a good month. It's a good month to have a look at all the goodies with Stampin' Up and see what bits and pieces you would like. The title. Here's the title piece. Ah, good. At first I was thinking, oh goodness, should I have cut that piece of DSP out? But no, no, all is well. We need this piece. Again, this is one of their pre-cut pieces. And we use this piece as well. So, this goes about there, I think. Let's just, there's one goes about there, one goes about there. Just going to tack them down with a little bit of seal, just gently on the seal, because I want to be able to lift these up again and replace them with photos. So then it would seem that this goes here, and this one goes here. Stick that down. You are a demo at the moment, Harry. Fabulous. Right, so now we've got those pieces tacked on. Let's stick this along the bottom as well. I love how it even tells you project 2 on that bottom piece. Makes it easy. And let's face it, when you're doing something like this, when you're a complete beginner, and I am a beginner when it comes to scrapbooking, I'm making no pretenses here. It is nice to have it be so easy. Right, I'm going to use this sticker piece, which goes here. And then there's a couple more stickers that stick round about, but I'm not going to stick them down until I've done the photo. Let's do the title piece. And stick that onto the top there, like that. Oh, I'm getting glue everywhere. Yeah, there are a lot of bargains in the clearance rack right now, guys. Go and check it out. Lots of discounts. Bargains to be had. Right, that's another page. That was really easy to do. That one was easy. The one on the other side is a little more complicated, so I'm going to leave that for just now because it's got more pieces on it. But you know what? We've cut everything for the scrapbooking page, and we've done one full layout and half of the second layout. So we've got the other half of this layout and the third layout to finish. So I think that's maybe a good place to call it a night for tonight. So what did you guys think? Did you enjoy it? Was it something a bit different? Are you thinking, I hate scrapbooking, never ever show me this ever again? Or are you thinking, do you know what, that scrapbooking malarkey, it's not that bad after all? Let me know in the comments what you think. As always, if you've got any questions or anything you want to ask, then please do get in touch. But have a fabulous week. Take care, everyone. And Ali, make sure you rest up that leg. Let other people take care of you. Okay. Take care, gang. Bye.